Good morning to all. I am Dr. P.M. Padmalata, HOD Mathematics, James J. College for Women, Autonomous, Tenali, and convener of this one-day webinar on tools and strategies of ICT for interactive pedagogy. On behalf of the Department of Mathematics, I deem it a great privilege to extend a hearty welcome to the college management, correspondent, principal, resource persons of today's webinar, Professor T. Venugopal sir and Professor T. Swaruparani madam, teaching fraternity, teachers, scholars, and all the participants to the one-day national webinar on tools and strategies of ICT for interactive pedagogy. We shall begin our webinar with a prayer song.
I come before you today, and there's just one thing that I want to say. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for all you've given to me, for all the blessings that I cannot see. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. With a grateful heart, with a song of praise, with an outstretched arm, I will bless your name. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
At the outset, this webinar is intended to create awareness among the teaching community on various tools and strategies of information and communication technology, which can be introduced in academics. We are happy that our two eminent speakers, Professor T. Venugopal and Professor T. Swaruparani, accepted our invitation to deliver their lectures on a view of Microsoft Mathematics GeoGebra as ICT-based teaching and learning tools. Now, I would like to invite our Honorable Principal, Dr. Sister Shiny KP, to deliver her inaugural address. Welcome, Sister.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you today for this one-day national webinar and faculty development program on tools and strategies of ICT for interactive pedagogy. I extend a cordial welcome to our renowned speakers, Dr. T. Venugopal from Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Mahavidyalaya University of Tamil Nadu, and Dr. T. Swaruparani, the principal of St. Joseph's College of Education for Women, Guntur, and Dean and Faculty of Education, Acharyya Nagarjuna University, Guntur. We are going to have very enriching sessions today from our eminent resource persons on e-learning methodologies and interactive models boon to education system during COVID-19, and also on Microsoft Mathematics and GeoGebra. I would like to personally thank Dr. T. Venugopal sir and Dr. T. Swaruparani madam for their very availability and sparing their precious time to share their knowledge with us today. I congratulate the Department of Mathematics for organizing one-day webinar on ICT as interactive pedagogy. Information and communication technology can contribute to universal access to education, equity in education, the delivery of quality learning and teaching, and teachers' professional development and more efficient education management, governance and administration. In view of the COVID-19 outbreak all across the world, everyone is taking all precautionary and preventive measures to combat this pandemic. It has affected the education system as universities, colleges, and schools close down today. However, ICT, which is a great enabler and facilitator of online learning, has kept the learning process intact even at this time. Various digital platforms and ICT initiatives are accessed by teachers, students, researchers, and operate officials round the clock. These tools enable constant learning and offer several benefits such as flexibility, comfort, and interactive user interface. So I am sure this webinar would create very interesting discussions on the topic and leave you with a very enriching and enlightening inputs to go ahead. I beseech and offer my best wishes for an effective, successful, and productive webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sister, for delivering your inaugural address and presenting your insightful views on the importance of today's webinar to equip faculty with updated methods in pedagogy. Now, some instructions to the participants. Please mute your audio and video without fail throughout the program. If you have any queries to the resource person, please post them in the chat box. E-certificate will be provided for those who submit the feedback form on time. Let us start our first session. Now I request Dr. S. Uma Maheswari, Associate Professor in Mathematics, to introduce our resource person, Professor T. Venugopal, Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Viswa Mahavidyalaya, Anathur, Kanchipuram, Tamil Nadu.
Thank you, Dr. Padmalata. Good morning, everyone. I am pleased to welcome you all for this one-day faculty development program. It's a great delight for me to introduce an eminent academician and researcher, Professor T. Venugopal, resource person of our first session. Our speaker has a very good grasp of the fundamental ideas in mathematics. He has used computers with mathematical word processors in teaching computational mathematics and applied mathematics throughout his career. Professor Venugopal, with over 22 years of academic and administrative experience at SCS BMV Deemed University, Anathur, Kanchipuram, was the best outgoing PG student of St. Xavier's College, Tirunelveli, and was the recipient of CSIR Junior and Senior Research Fellowships during his PhD. He has interdisciplinary research interests with management, computers, and Sanskrit. He has super guided 21 MPhil scholars and 10 PhD scholars. He had nearly 50 research publications and over 20 talks on mathematics, and also 50 talks on spirituality. He has conducted many hands-on workshops as a coach on software-oriented mathematics teaching. In this session, he will give a bird's eye view of two free ICT tools, Microsoft Mathematics and GeoGebra. This is a topic in which we should all be deeply interested because technology will play a major role in teaching and learning environment in the post-COVID-19 pandemic. I am confident enough to say that this session surely enrich your views on embedding technology in teaching and learning process. Respected Venugopal sir, it's our great honor to have you as a resource person today. Dear participants, please join me in welcoming Professor Venugopal sir to Zoom room. Sir, hearty welcome to our webinar. Your presence will surely be of great pleasure to us. Now, I request Professor Venugopal sir to take over the session. Thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you, professors. Thank you for this opportunity, JMJ College of Arts and Science, Tenali. And a special thanks to Dr. Surupa Rani, who invited me to join this session. Madam will be following me the next lecture. Hope I am audible. Yes,
sir.
madam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will proceed. This session only for short and a while you will see my face. Maybe it's a dim light. I will switch over to the sharing my screen option. I do not have a lengthy PPT. Okay, my PPT has only 3 or 4 slides to introduce what I want to do. Then the rest of the session will be demo, live online demo. I understand the composition of the audience may be mixed. I see many mathematics faces there, but I saw an English professor too. There's an English professor sitting in the audience. So assuming that the audience is mixed, I will make it very simple. Okay, all I need is some school mathematics to understand what I do. Okay, let me begin my presentation. Just wait a while. Yes, my presentation is coming over there. Just wait. Yes. I hope all of you see my screen. Yes, Dr. Patmalata madam, my screen is seen. Yes, let me proceed, assuming that everybody sees my screen.
Yes,
This
sir.
is, yeah, thank you. I will proceed. If there is difficulty, put in the chat box, somebody will address me. Okay, please don't unmute. This is Professor Venugopal, presently Controller of Examinations and Professor of Mathematics. But I consider myself to be a student of mathematics all the time. So I am in Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Vishwamaha Vidyalaya, a DTV university sponsored and run by Kanchi Kamakotipeetam Charitable Trust. Patron is the Shankaracharya Swamiji of Kanchi Kamakotipeetam. So with that introduction, let me thank the management of my deemed university and the management of JMJ College of Engineering for hosting this and giving me an opportunity to create an awareness on these gadgets. Okay. This is how do you reach me? You can take note of it. And this is you can reach me on my WhatsApp, but I am always on WhatsApp. You can reach me on my WhatsApp, or you can just post me in case you want to. You can approach me for doubts. Okay. A caution at the outset. This maybe I think this concept should be new to all the participants. Okay, if somebody is well versed with this Microsoft Mathematics and GeoGebra, pardon me, I'll be very my approach will be very elementary. Okay, my idea is to create awareness of these two softwares, free words, for those who have not had any exposure. So my request to have the mindset of a child, be like a child with a very blank mind to learn new concepts. What I will assume for this package, I assume that you are some exposure to Word, Microsoft Word, some typing, and then the facility to move with the menus. The GeoGebra and Microsoft Mathematics are mainly managed by menus, so you should be comfortable with the browsing through menus on your own. Okay. So this is what my topic, bird's eye view of Microsoft Mathematics and GeoGebra. I have coined that word because I will be just throwing light on these two. I will not go deep into this. This is part of the broad topic tools and strategies of ICT for integrative pedagogy. Okay. This is a disclaimer. This talk introduces Microsoft Mathematics add-in. It's a Microsoft Mathematics add-in to Microsoft Word and GeoGebra application through a live online demo. So I will be using these two packages for demo. I acknowledge the creators. Microsoft Mathematics is a freely downloadable educational program. You can download it from the Microsoft website, and it is developed and maintained by Microsoft. GeoGebra is a free software. On the other hand, even you can use it for non-commercial purposes. If you want to use it for commercial purposes, you will have to approach them and pay them appropriately. And this was, in fact, the PG product of the creator, Marcus Hohenwarter, and later he developed into a very big community. And I don't know about India, abroad, this is a very great tool that is being utilized by all schools. Let me introduce Microsoft Mathematics. Microsoft Mathematics is a free educational software, and it will solve simple mathematical problems, 2D, 3D plots, and some matrix calculations, differentiation, integration. It has a very friendly user interface. I will introduce you the interface first of all, how to go through the menus and all that. It is very, very friendly, not complicated. You need not code anything like MATLAB or something. Okay, it is all menu driven. Just to click, few clicks away, you will plot. You will be able to plot, or you will be able to generate, and you will be able to study. Okay? You will see a new face of Microsoft Word using this Microsoft Mathematics add-in. It can be freely downloaded from the Microsoft website. You need not memorize this link. Just go on Google and type over there Microsoft Mathematics download. It will lead to this website you can download. What are the system requirements? The system requirements are the basic, at least Windows 7 must be there. The important one, .NET framework. Okay, .NET framework 3.5 is needed. And if you have to have the updates to your Windows, you must do. Otherwise, the RAM requirements are very minimum. Display requirements, anything will do. Okay, and with the present laptops, it should be. And let me tell you about GeoGebra. GeoGebra is a software program for learning and teaching mathematics from primary level up to university level. In fact, one of my PhD students have done her entire PhD thesis based on GeoGebra. Okay, I will tell about the thesis later on. So it has a very wide range of applications. What is the GeoGebra? It's a geometry and algebra. Okay, so geometry, algebra, statistics, and calculus can be covered with the GeoGebra, and the entire school mathematics can be illustrated with the GeoGebra. Can be learnt well. It can be downloaded from geogebra.org. What are the system requirements? It's very minimal. It can be run online also. For example, you need not download it. GeoGebra can be just go to the website and you can use it online. You can download it and use it offline. And there is a portable version also available that you can carry in a pen drive, and wherever you want you can run. It can even run on a Windows XP, and hopefully nobody is having that now. Okay, and I am running this on my computer just to go through the configuration of my computer. With this, anybody must be able to do. The installed RAM is only 2 GB for me, not much. I am operating on a 32-bit operating system. Okay, and Windows 7 I am running. Okay. This is two things I wanted to tell you. The usefulness of GeoGebra. One of my students, Dr. Chengamala Chelvi, finished her PhD thesis simply based on GeoGebra, studies on effectiveness of ICT with GeoGebra and WinPlot as learning tools. WinPlot is another tool. I'm not getting into it now. And both of us are writing a book, Visual Higher Secondary Mathematics, almost over. This describes entire higher secondary mathematics that can be taught through GeoGebra. So with this introduction, I will get into the actuals, introducing Microsoft Mathematics. Okay. So let me, I hope you are seeing my Microsoft Word screen. So in this, let me get into a new document. And you will see a bar here, mathematics. Don't you see here? Okay, mathematics. There is a add-on bar over there, mathematics. How does it come over there? You download that Microsoft Mathematics. Okay, you download that Microsoft Mathematics, double click on it, follow the instructions, install. So it will get into your Word. It will be added as a menu in the Word. It will be added as a menu in the Word. Just to see there, see this is the menu of that mathematics, equation, compute, graph, real, complex, decimal places. You can either choose radians or degrees or gradients. Okay, and a help file is also available. And after you install this, you may have to restart your computer so that the mathematics add-in, as you see here at the top, will be automatically installed in Word. Now, what does it do? Let me start by inserting an equation. Okay, so let me go over here to this menu. Hope you see here. Click on this arrow. Get into, there are some ready-made equations available. You can make use of them, or I can have my own equation. Okay, I can have my own equation. So before that, I will tell you how this is actually seen. Okay, I will tell you how to do this, but I will illustrate the recorded document already. See here. So this is how I draw e power x. I will tell you how to draw this. I am showing whatever I have drawn and how I have inserted them into this Microsoft Word. You can make mathematics very entertaining. For example, so you to prepare multiple choice questions, so this can be very useful. For example, I can identify the exponential curve in the following diagram. So I can just put 4 diagrams and ask them to check the e power x function. Okay, and this will be very helpful in creating very innovative questions. And since it is run in Word, since it is some child is crying, and you can utilize this to type in this Word as well and insert equations over there. Let me show one more example. So you can see e power x. How does it, you know, u power x expansion 1 plus x by 1 factorial, x by plus x by 2 factorial. How does it to approximate to e power x? You can illustrate to students. And you can plot 3D diagrams. You can plot 3D diagrams, and what more, you can rotate it. The see over there, do this. You can animate it. You can rotate it in any direction. I will tell you how to do this. See, you can rotate in x direction. You can rotate it in y direction. You can rotate it in z direction. Okay. You can freeze at any stage, see how the 3D diagram is functioning. You can run it even from within this, and I will show you about the plane. You can plot a plane. You can plot x square plus y square is a z square, how it look like. Okay, I will illustrate how do you rotate this. You see, you are able to rotate this and see in you can see it in any direction. Let me show you one more example of 3 planes intersecting with each other. I will shortly tell you how to plot all this. It is very easy. Few mouse clicks away, you can draw a sphere. You can solve 2 equations. You can and you can solve them. You see here, the first what is the intersection? What's the solution? You can see. You can solve 3 simultaneous equations. You can find out the intersection of 2 curves. Okay, you can expand it. You can rotate. You can you can expand it. You can clearly see the intersection and all that you can do. It will be very easy. You can draw difficult curve sin x by 1 plus cos x can be drawn very easily. Okay, you can differentiate it and show the difference. This is the differentiation of that function. Cot inverse x is drawn here. Okay, now this is solution of, you can type 3 simultaneous equations, ask them to solve, it will immediately solve and give you the answer, and you can see how these things intersect. See how these 3 planes intersect with each other. You can visualize, you can rotate it in any direction. So make students understand whether the 3 planes intersect with each other. You can find out, you can highlight which plane you want. If 2 planes do not intersect each other, it will this option design compute. What does it do? I want to solve this. Can I solve this? Solve for x or solve for y? Let me try. Solve for y. I will ask solve for y. That's right. That's right. Let me remove this. Let me go to a simpler equation. X plus y equal to 4, and then 2x minus 3y equal to 7. Okay, let me see what happens to this. Solve for xy. Okay, it is solving x equal to 19 by 5 and y is equal to 1 by 5. It is solving it for you. Then let me plot these 2 simultaneous equations with the 2 variables. Let me plot and see what happens. See, these 3 are intersecting, in fact. Let me minimize and tell you. Okay, you see that they are intersecting at a point. You can zoom it and zoom out. Okay, so this is x plus y plus 4 is this line. This is this green line. This is this blue line. They are intersecting with each other. Okay, so this is one illustration. Let me go for some other illustration. I am only highlighting what it can do. Let me go for another equation. Maybe I will type x square. X square. Just type this. Let me try what it can do. Differentiate for x, differentiate, integrate on x. 2 options you are seeing. Calculate also you are seeing. Let me differentiate on x. 2x. It is giving me 2x. Okay. So let me erase this. And let me try integrating this. Go to this button, integrate. Integrate. What does it do? X cube plus 3 by c. It is integrating for you. And you can plot this also. See, what is x square? I can plot x square. I can plot x square. This is x square. Okay, you have seen x square. Now let me plot the differentiation also. See, this is x cube by 3 plus c. This is the plot, I mean the graph of the integration also. Let me try something else. Okay. Let me put x square is equal to 2. X square is equal to 2. what can I do here? I can solve it for x. Let me solve it for x. X equal to root 2 or x equal to minus root 2. So these kind of things you can either plot or you can differentiate, integrate. What are all the menus there? I will explain you with some equation. Another equation, let me try sin x. Okay, sin x. Let me type sin x. Just type sin x and you can plot this in 2D. See, this is sin x. You can minimize it, you can maximize it, you can observe, you can either include the grid or remove the grid. All this you can do. You can use this in your presentation. Let me try what are all the things available there. Compute. You can calculate, you can differentiate, you can integrate. Let me differentiate. So sin x is giving you cos x. Let me integrate cos x. It is giving sin x plus c. You see, all these are possible. Now let me go to the illustration once again. What I have done over there. Certain examples. Okay. You can plot even. Let me put this in a separate sheet and show you how it works. See here, I am typing this. I have typed this 2x plus, let me maximize it. Okay. 2x plus 3y less than 3, 4x minus 3y greater than 7. Okay. Now let me see whether it can be plotted. Let me, you have to go to the design tab and let me plot this. Plot in 2D. See, this is 2x plus 3y. This is the line. This is less than 3. And this is 4x minus 3y, and this is greater than 7. And this gives the intersection of these two. Okay, intersection of these two regions. Okay. This can be done one way. Another example that I want to show you, I told you this. Any type of equations, you see this x cube plus y cube my equal to y square plus x square. I am writing this. I am plotting it here. Okay. You mark this and ask it to plot by 3D. Okay, it is plotted here. You see, this is how the graph is. It will be very difficult in the classroom to plot all this. Okay, now you can see it beautifully. How this anything student can try anything on his own, on her own. See here. See how a 3D diagram is seen. It will be very difficult in your classroom board to make students visualize this. You can visualize this very easily. So let me conclude this Microsoft Mathematics session and get into GeoGebra. I will show you the power of this one more example. Okay, you can type a matrix. You can type a matrix. How do you type a matrix? You should go to this option, this menu, and you can type a 3x3 matrix. Okay, or you can give them 2x2 matrix. Once you enter this, you can keep on expanding it. You see, I have typed a 4x4 matrix also. What do you do with this? I can mark this. I will put it in a separate sheet and tell you what are all the things you can do with the matrix. I will go only up to 12, 1 hour session. Okay, I have typed a matrix here. Let me go to the design. What are all the things that can I do? You cannot plot this. So computing is matrix option. You can calculate the determinant. You can invert the matrix. You can calculate the trace. You can transpose the matrix. These 3 things you can do. Let me calculate the determinant. Determinant is minus 170. Let me, where is this? Let me go to see the what are all the options available. Matrix. Let me invert the matrix. See, it is inverted in a second. So the beauty is when you insert, you can give, if there are 60 students in a class, you can give each one different matrix inversion problems, and you already have the answer with you here. Okay, you can give them any matrix at random, and 60 matrices you can give, and you will have answers with me to check. Okay, So what else you can do with this matrix? Let me see. In the design, I can compute the trace. Trace is the sum of diagonal elements. I can compute the trace, and I can compute the transpose. Immediately it will give me the transpose. What else menu I see here? You cannot plot this. Okay, this is a matrix. You can, what does it calculate? It gives back to the matrix. You can calculate transpose. Let me come to that. You can calculate for a matrix transpose. Okay, so what are all the options here? You can type a equation, solve it. Let me conclude Microsoft Mathematics. You should be able to install it by downloading the exe file from Microsoft website. Just install. Make sure that .NET framework is there, at least 3.5. Then you can use all this menu, plus, minus, greater than, equality. All this you can type. You can ask this, use all this menu, type anything. You can calculate. You can solve. Okay, and you can differentiate, integrate minor functions, not very complicated functions, simple school functions you can integrate, and you can plot 2D graph, 3D graph, all this you can plot. Okay, so let me conclude this part of my talk. I'll tell you what we have done. I told you we have written a book. Where is it? Let me show the book to you. This is the book that we do. I will just browse through the book. See, we are explaining there how to create, and any example, the GeoGebra book, not Microsoft Max book. I will show you. The handout, I can share this to you. This is a Microsoft Mathematics poster. It tells how the software can be utilized. I will just show you the poster. Just wait. Okay, this poster also I can share. You can download it. What you can do with Microsoft Mathematics, you can do, and even this is available as an app. In that, what you can do, you can write 2x by 4 by 2. If you write, it will recognize it and take it as an equation. So this Microsoft Mathematics is available as a app also. Okay, and this is my handout I have written on this Microsoft Mathematics. It will display the power of what Microsoft Mathematics can do. Okay, so with this I conclude Microsoft Mathematics session, and let me get into GeoGebra. Okay, what did I tell you about GeoGebra? Hope I can conclude this. If anybody have doubt on how to install this Microsoft Mathematics and all that, you can always WhatsApp me. I can explain, because already installed in my computer. I cannot install it again. Let me get into this GeoGebra. I told you GeoGebra is an interactive mathematics software program for learning and teaching this geometry. Okay. And system requirements, I already told you, it can be run either online or offline. Let me do it offline for you first. Okay, so what do? I create this GeoGebra. GeoGebra menu would have come on your laptop. Just type GeoGebra and the link will appear over there. Okay, so let me just wait. GeoGebra screen is opening. This is the GeoGebra screen. You see here, this is a menu. You see all these options. You can draw a polygon. you can draw a circle, you can draw a ellipse, you can draw angles. Let me just illustrate with polygons. Okay, let me choose this menu. You see over there, you can draw a polygon, you can draw a regular polygon, you can draw a rigid polygon, vector polygon, and all that. You can draw circles with the center through a point, circle with center and radius, compass, circle through 3 points, semicircle, circular arc, and all this can be done. And you can draw ellipse, hyperbola, parabola. You can draw angles. You can use a slider. You can use a slider. I will tell you what can the power of GeoGebra. I will illustrate with the example, and I will show you the GeoGebra website. See here, this is the GeoGebra website. Just wait, it is loading. Let me close all other unnecessary windows, taking time. See here, this is the GeoGebra website. Okay. Okay. With this GeoGebra website, you can download millions of already loaded resources. Okay. If you go to resources, people have loaded a lot of million resources there over there. You can illustrate a Pythagorean theorem. You can do so many things. So many teachers have uploaded so many things in these resources. Just have a look. I will tell you how to download them and use them. Probably it is slow. I will illustrate one example over here. I have already stored certain files here. I will tell you. I will tell you how to draw that. Now I will tell you how to maybe discovering Pythagorean theorem. Okay, this is already downloaded. Okay, see here, this is already drawn. I will tell you how to draw. But the beauty is the Pythagorean theorem is illustrated with the 3 squares. Okay, one thing is you can keep moving it. Okay? You can keep moving it to different shapes. This right angle is fixed, and whatever be the size of the rectangle, triangle, it will illustrate. For example, but Pythagorean theorem is this side square plus this side square equal to this hypotenuse side square. You can see that 5.71 plus 40.87 gives you 46.58. This is illustrating Pythagorean theorem. I will illustrate something more. The rolling circle. See, here you can use animation also. What does it say? The perimeter of the circle. You will see on this side the algebra is also plotted over there. As and when you plot, all this algebra will come side by side. Now I can use a ruler. You see this, when I move this ruler, this circle moves and tells me that the length of the perimeter is shown over there. This can be created by the teacher. Okay, these animations can be created by the teacher. Let me show one more example on how this GeoGebra is doing. Triangle sum theorem. Triangle sum theorem. Let me illustrate. What is a triangle sum theorem? Let it come. You see this? Let me minimize the view. See here. See this angle, triangle sum theorem can be illustrated by this diagram very easily. You can move this. Okay, you can move this here and there. Once you plotted, you can move. See that the theorem gets illustrated in various angles, varieties of angles. The theorem gets illustrated. Let me open another. analyzing data, constructing a rectangle, tangent of a function. Okay? Tangent of a function. Just see this. I will tell you how to draw all this. It is all menu driven. See this. This is the tangent. You move the slider, and you will see the tangent is moving along the curve. Ting ting ting. You see this? When you move the slider, you see here the function is sin x plus cos x. The derivative is question to the students. Draw the polygon with sides, all this tick, tick, tick. Then tell me the area of the polygon. The area will be shown to you as it is. Our student can be asked to plot this area. Okay? Let me go for the circle illustration. How do you draw a circle and do everything? Let me draw a circle. Circle with center through a point. Circle with center and radius. Okay, let me try this first. I can draw a circle. I can ask for the area. Area of the circle is 36.25. I can draw a circle. I can draw a tangent now. Let me see a tangent. Tangents. Let me draw a tangent to this. Let me click over here. Right. Let me go for a new one. I am illustrating it very fast to make you understand the GeoGebra is actually existing from 2011. For the past 10 years, it is sitting over there. And my only aim is to create awareness among teachers to utilize this. Teachers are highly intelligent. They can utilize this with a menu. It is slow, a bit slow. My computer, just wait. Let me close this and go for a new. Let me close these words. Words I don't need now. I will close them. So that system is fast. Let me close all this in my Microsoft Words. The main thing is, I told you there are a lot of resources available on GeoGebra website, which you can download and utilize. Okay? Let me close the Microsoft Words. Okay. Okay. At least now it will be fast. Let me get into this GeoGebra. What are all the examples that can be shown? I will show you a lot of examples that I showed here. See, this is the installer file. Once you download GeoGebra, installer file will come. You can double click and install. And lot of help files are available for GeoGebra. Okay, all these help files I have downloaded. I will tell you, yeah, GeoGebra in 10 lessons. This handout is there. I can share it to you. Okay, so this is the GeoGebra in 10 slides. So you can just learn GeoGebra in 10 small lessons. Okay, how to this is available in the GeoGebra website itself. How to draw polygons, how to draw a perpendicular line. You can draw a line and ask the GeoGebra to draw a perpendicular line to it. And how these things are done, it is very much illustrated in this document very easily. What to click, how to click, and all these are clearly written over here. See, you can, when you want to use this menu, you can draw a perpendicular line, you can draw a parallel line. Okay, let me try to cover as best I can do, but all I need is a whole day to illustrate all this menu. But my only aim now is to illustrate. Now see here, you can draw a triangle. Simultaneously, the points will appear, the angles will also appear over there automatically. You just draw, you need not worry about the algebra. Algebra will come on one side. Okay, so this particular document can be shared by me to JMJ College. All these help files can be shared by me through WhatsApp. You can get it from them. Okay, you can draw perpendicular lines and what else? You can find out the angle between two lines. You can do animations. Okay, you can draw graphs. Y equal to 3x minus 4. You are typing and you can draw the graphs over there. You can use either radian degree or radians. This can be used. See, you see here, you can just draw the graph and the equations will appear over there in the GeoGebra menu. Okay, and you can customize it in any way you like. You can draw a graph, immediately you can differentiate it or integrate it. See here, so this document will illustrate, and I will tell you how to, I will draw one thing over here, just wait. I forgot one thing. How beautifully this can illustrate certain things which you cannot draw in the classroom. For example, if I want you to plot the graph x by x plus 2, what will happen? X by x plus 2, how the graph will look like? How the graph will look like? I am getting back to Microsoft Mathematics. Okay, let me draw a graph and tell you the power of using this. I am let me use this fraction menu and type over there x divided by x minus 4. Okay, let me try this. Let me plot this. How the graph will look like? You see that at x equal to 4, there will be a problem. Let me plot this and see how it behaves. See here, the graph breaks at x equal to 2. The graph will look like this, like hyperbola. It will break at this point x equal to 2. Let me change it and see what happens. X by x plus 1. If I try plotting this, what happens? Let me see. See here. See here. The graph breaks x equal to 1. At x equal to 1, this is infinity. So you can visualize how do you draw this graph x by x plus 1 in Microsoft Mathematics. Let me get back to GeoGebra. I will illustrate how to install ruler, how to practice ruler. I told you how to draw a circle and all that. Let me type GeoGebra. It will be installed in your computer and it will appear. GeoGebra. It will be in the menu. Call it. Okay. All these, what happens? Why my computer is slow? I have installed so many applications over there, so many ICT tools. It is getting slow. So let me illustrate this GeoGebra. It is loading. Let me close this Word documents. Okay. GeoGebra is loading. Okay, it has come over here. I will tell you how to, one ruler slider example I will give. Let me click this slider. Let me put a slide over there. Okay. You can give it a name. I can specify the range. Okay, 0.5. I can specify the range. The ruler is appearing here. I will put it in a corner. Okay. Now what do? I go to any of this menu. Let me choose circle with the center and radius. It will ask me the radius. Okay. I will put radius A, the same thing that appears here in the slider. Okay. Now I can move this slider. You see that the graph will move. this is how slider is installed. You can draw a slider and you can use multiple sliders. For example, you can use two sliders A and B and ask him to move it. Okay? So if I move this slider, you see that my circle is moving. Okay, this is circle with radius 3, this is circle with radius 2, this is circle with radius 1.5, circle with radius 1, and all this. Okay, so you can use the slider this way. Let me get you one more. Okay. Let me draw some lines. I want to draw a line. I will draw this line. Let me draw a particular line to this perpendicular line. Okay. Perpendicular line. See here, this is how a perpendicular line is drawn, and you see the equations here. A point, B point, C point, they are all illustrated, and this is my original equation, and this is the perpendicular line that is drawn here. Okay. You can draw any number of perpendicular lines. I will tell you how to draw parallel lines and get your equations. Okay. Let me draw parallel lines. A line is drawn now. With just by clicks, you can draw a line, and you will see the equation appear here quickly. 2.2x plus 5.58y equal to 25.62. The equation is here. Let me draw a parallel line. Sorry, parallel line. Parallel lines. Okay, parallel line is appearing over here, and you see that the 2.2x 5.58y remains same, and the constants are varying. You can draw any number of parallel lines. So let me explain, see the menus one more to conclude. You see here, this is a point menu that will give you, you can calculate the intersection, you can go for extremes and all this. You can draw lines, you can draw perpendicular lines, parallel lines, angular bisector. You can find the various centers of a triangle. You can draw a triangle and ask him to give the various centers. The angular bisector, you can ask anything by clicks. Okay, I am going fast, I know. You can draw circles, you can draw ellipses, hyperbola, parabola, conics through 3 points. You can draw angles, bisect them. You can calculate area, you can calculate slope. Okay, you can reflect a point. Okay, you can draw a point and reflect it along a line. And this is a slider that can be used to illustrate. I will show one or more examples. Constructing an isosceles triangle. What do I show to you now? Discovering Pythagorean's theorem, rolling circle, logarithmic calculator, locating triangle centroid. You can draw a triangle and the centroid will immediately come. Okay, you know the definition of centroid. You can keep moving this. Okay, you can keep moving this. I can ask for the algebra here. Algebra. It has gone. See here, I can keep on moving this. It will, but you see that where is the centroid is sitting. I am drawing various triangles now. Okay, that means if you do it on the board, you will have to rub everything and keep drawing the triangles. Now the triangle I am drawing, erasing, redrawing. You see the movement of the centroid how it moves. Okay, and this is what. And these are all the moving the graphics view. How do you move them? Zoom in and zoom. All these menus are there. Let me show the resources net if it is available. What else is there? GeoGebra YouTube channel is there. If you go to GeoGebra YouTube channel, you will see lot of illustrations. How to use GeoGebra. How to run various programs in GeoGebra. All these things are there. Let me see whether it loads. It is loading. Just wait. It is loading. Just 5 minutes. I will conclude now. Yes, madam, I will be concluding. If I am able to show the YouTube channel, I will be happy. It is loading. Just wait 1 second. I will show it to you so that you can use that YouTube channel. GeoGebra channel is available. Yes, it is loading. Just wait 1 second. Yes, it is appearing also. See that this is the GeoGebra channel. You will see lot of videos there. How to integrate GeoGebra activities in various LMS, how to create your own GeoGebra activities, learning GeoGebra classroom, lot of things are available. Let me see the resources. If it loads, one they tell you millions of resources are available. If you want to illustrate Pythagorean theorem, if you want to illustrate certain other theorems, the Rolle's theorem and all that. If you want to illustrate a theorem in calculus, if you want to illustrate some very difficult concept in trigonometry, geometry, you can use any resource. They are openly put on the web by all the teachers. It is very slow. It is slow. It is not loading. It is not loading. But go to this website geogebra.org/materials. You can see the okay. It is not loading. Go to GeoGebra website and see materials. Okay, then you will see a lot of materials over there. If you right click them, you are free to use them in your non-commercial classroom teaching purposes. So let me conclude this. I will stop sharing my screen. I will come over there. See, I have done it pretty fast. I have my only aim was to introduce in the short duration two free softwares. One is Microsoft Mathematics and another is GeoGebra. It is highly menu driven, but it is a pity that only few of our teachers across India know about this, whereas it is widely used abroad. So let us take this opportunity to explore into, as our teachers are all intelligent, we can get into this two softwares. You can always WhatsApp me. Absolutely no problem. You can WhatsApp me and get to know how to use this GeoGebra. If you come across difficulties, you can ping on me anytime. And I can conduct a hands-on workshop free of charge. Okay. If you want me, it is a live workshops help us to learn this faster. All I need is a computer lab with LED projector. We can illustrate it and ask the students work on this hands-on. Okay? Hope I did this pretty fast, but I hope I have introduced this to a very useful extent. Let me hand over the session over to Vatmalata madam. Thank you. Questions can be taken up later after the second talk.
Thank you, sir. From the bottom of my heart, I convey our sincere thanks to Professor T. Venugopal for his valuable lecture on Microsoft Mathematics and GeoGebra and explaining innovative methods and ideas with his vast experience to incorporate in teaching learning process to draw better results in our profession. Next, we'll go to the second session. Now I call upon Ms. P. Sushma to introduce the resource person, Professor T. Swaruparani, Principal, St. Joseph's College of Education for Women, Guntur, and Dean of Education, Acharya Nagarjuna University.
Good morning to all. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our second speaker today, Professor T. Swaruparani, who is going to speak about e-learning methodologies and interactive models boon to education system during COVID-19. Professor T. Swaruparani is currently the dynamic principal of St. Joseph's College of Education for Women, Guntur, and Dean Faculty of Education, Acharya Nagarjuna University. She is a great academician with a repository of knowledge and experience. She completed her PhD in 2002. She served in different capacities, to mention a few. She was a member in NACTing Bangalore and NCTE, Chief Editor of Research Journal of Education, Research Guide, Government Nominee to AP, etc., and Academic Council of IGNOU. She has published 21 books, 57 research articles and has given more than 50 invited talks in various universities and colleges. She has organized many international and national seminars and presented and participated more than 60 papers in different national and international seminars. To her credit, she has produced 5 PhDs, 23 MPhils, and at present 3 RGNF scholars, 1 PDF scholar, and 5 research projects are carried out under her supervision. Presently, she is designing self-learning material for AMET course. So, we are very happy to welcome you, madam, to take over the session and enlighten us with your knowledge and experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushma, and the Department of Mathematics for introducing
ma'am.
me. So, thank you, Sushma, for introducing me regarding this for the seminar. Am I audible to you, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes. So, good morning to you all, to Sister Reverend Sister Teresa and Reverend Sister Shiny, the Padmalata Madam, the head of the department, and Uma Maheswari, and all the members and all the participants of the seminar. Very good morning to all of you. So due to time, just I wanted to speak to you regarding my presentation. So this is my presentation visible to you all?
Okay, madam. Okay.
So the presentation of today's seminar, the topic is e-learning methodologies and interactive models, boon to education system during COVID-19. So my presentation follows like this. A small introduction regarding this and COVID-19 pandemic situation, impact and strategies for education sector, and also e-learning and innovative teaching strategies, educational approaches in e-learning, e-learning tools and applications, a common emerging trends in e-learning, interactive pedagogy, and blended and flipped learning, and coping measures by Indian government, and then conclusion. In this way, my presentation follows. But we all know that education is the capacity to feel the pain and the pleasure at the right moment. And it is the manifestation of the divine perfection which is already in man. The teacher, the guru, who is the friend, philosopher, and guide, torchbearer, leads to the student from darkness to the light. We know teaching is an art and teacher is an artist. Teaching methods, teaching strategies, teaching techniques, teaching models, these are all the materials in the hands of the teacher to develop the diagram or a picture or to sketch the art of teaching. In this process, the strategies and techniques of life skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, and coping with stress and coping with the emotions, all these we call as life skills. These tools are in one hand of the teacher, and the technical skills and digital skills and e-learning skills are integrating skills and technological skills are the tools in the other hand of the teaching. So each country has its own system of education. Similarly, India is also having a strong traditional education system, and it is moving slowly towards traditional education system to the digital technology, from programmed instruction material from 1965 to the computer assisted instruction and computer based learning, computer managed learning, web learning, e-learning strategies. Now, teachers are using smart boards and PPT presentations often. So we'll pass on to this. It is going to affect the COVID-19 strategies. If you move to the slide 7, so around 213 countries in the world affecting to the virus, coronavirus. 9 million people around the world are claiming the positiveness, and 470,000 lives across the world. These are the statistics of the World Health Organization. So India is also not left behind. India reports 410,000 cases all around and 13,000 deaths. World Health Organization. This is the statistics according to the World Health Organization. So these are the COVID situations. Everybody knows about this. And moving on to this, it is going to, this COVID-19 situations affect many more people, not only these people which we have mentioned statistically. These are mentioning many more people through community transmission. Therefore, these situations are focusing drastically towards the digital learning. That is, this Indian education system is now moving towards a complete digital education from traditional classroom teaching. So digital learning, web learning, and online learning are the only alternate solutions or coping mechanisms to cope with these pandemic situations. Therefore, the digital technologies, e-learning methodologies are the only sources to accelerate education system and to mold a disruptive class to the effective learning environment as innovation, effective learning environment as innovation, which change the world. So this is the disruptive class environment. We have no hope how this disruptive class environment will change it as innovation to this continue. So this disruptive class environment or online education system moved to disruptive class to the from traditional class to the disruptive class, and it moved to passive learning to active learning. So this COVID situation all around the world moved to the digital education, and it is probing to the e-learning methodologies and interactive models. So this is this where we stop here, and then we move on slowly to the presentation. So e-learning methodologies, e-learning techniques are the teaching strategies that we are needed today society. So let us deal this e-learning strategy completely. That what is e-learning? E-learning, in the term e-learning means the electronic learning or the technology learning, which is based on the learning materials, and we are using the learning materials through computers and network, and the education curriculum is transacted through the traditional and out of the traditional classroom situations. Here the e-learning means we only mean that E is to represent the electronic, and also it is an enhanced learning. So we know we have learned this active learning of e-learning through the presentation of Venugopal, Professor Venugopal. We know the uses of e-learning. We have seen the models, e-learning models and Microsoft models of e-learning. So this e-learning technology has changed from traditional classroom to e-learning. The e-learning is a learner-centered and self-paced. We have seen already. Then the time and the location flexibility, its cost is effective for the learners. It is potentially available to global audience, and it is unlimited access to the knowledge, archival capacity for knowledge, reuse and share. So e-learning, we value e-learning. E-learning is in the form of synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. The e-learning has its own value. It has a global reach. E-learning spans multiple devices and mobiles. It is just-in-time need-based. E-learning also, it reduces cost just like this. We are participating in these activities. It reduces our time and it saves our energy. So this, what are the, here we focus more on what are the e-learning approaches. What are the different e-learning approaches? So there are various types of e-learning approaches. That is, one is the synchronous approach. The synchronous approach means what we are learning now. It is, this approach is called a synchronous approach. It is a real-time approach with all participants which are interactive at the same time. The synchronous communication involves the exchange of ideas, information with one another and with more participants during the same period of time. So the synchronous learning is an e-learning and an effective tool for all the learners. It is a face-to-face learning and face-to-face discussions, just like that. It is the situation where we are now is the it is an example for the synchronous learning. It also gives scope for the Skype, we can give a Skype conversations are the examples of e-learning, synchronous learning methods, and the classroom charts, virtual rooms, and other forms are the excellent way of synchronous e-learning programs. So in short form, I have like this. The synchronous learning is a real-time learning, which takes place in real time. So the examples we have discussed like this, and this real-time discussion and real-time collaboration, it gives the immediate feedback and its cost is effective and it gives motivation to complete assignments in the course. The second kind of e-learning approach is asynchronous learning, but we have discussed this video conferencing. It is a tool. Asynchronous learning is a tool, e-learning tool. It has a reliability, usability. It has its limitations they have present. It is a real-time interaction that minimizes the conventional classroom, and its limitation is very expensive and quality dependent on bandwidth. So web conferencing, this is also Zoom web conferencing is also an example of synchronous learning already discussed. Then audio conferencing is a collaborative discussion. It is an online chat, and the whiteboard techniques are the examples, and these are the limitations of synchronous learning. Then second kind of learning is an asynchronous e-learning approach. Asynchronous e-learning approach is a self-paced approach. It allows students to engage in the exchange of ideas or information without the dependency of the other students' involvement at the same time. Not just like this. So out of time, so feasible time and the convenient time of the learner, and the learning goes through this asynchronous learning. So the emails, the examples of these are emails, blogs, wikis, and discussion boards, as well as web-supported textbooks and hypertext documents are the examples of this asynchronous learning. So this asynchronous learning, these are the examples to asynchronous learning. So asynchronous learning, as we have discussed, asynchronous learning is a anytime, anywhere learning. It accesses materials when and where it is convenient. It is an opportunity to research answers. It can express thoughts without any interruptions through asynchronous learning. So these are all, this is the tools of asynchronous learning and the limitations when we are using the asynchronous learning. The tools of asynchronous learning are forms, weblogs, streaming audio, documents and libraries, ebooks and surveys and tools. So its usability of asynchronous learning is a collaboration and discussion, dissemination, lecture delivery, tracking of learning resources, supplements, and evaluates teaching trends and performances. So it has its own limitations. So it may take longer time to arrive conclusions. It may take longer time to arrive decisions. It may take, it is a static learning. It is not an active learning as such, synchronous learning. So it is adequate management of storage media, highly noted. So there requires clear definition and proper coordination while learning through asynchronous tools of e-learning. So this is a pictorial representation showing the synchronous and asynchronous learning. The through web asynchronous learning goes and asynchronous learning through videos and tapes. This is the pictorial diagram of asynchronous learning. The third kind of learning, which is called as a linear learning. This linear learning refers to self-study, which is computer-based learning. It is delivered on computers, tablets, and laptops and smartphones. The synchronous and asynchronous learning also takes place through these instruments. But this is a computer-based teaching. This computer-based learning means it is often used to learn statistical process, such as using softwares and web-based training instruments and using web browsers. So a single person can learn through all these web learning equipments is called a linear learning. It takes his own pace to learn all these things. Then the fourth kind of learning is a collaborative learning. So we have discussed three types till now. One is synchronous, another one is asynchronous, third one is linear. Then now we came to fourth one, which is collaborative learning. This collaborative learning is a computer supported collaborative learning, CSCL we say this, that unlike the linear approach, in this approach we use instructors material using blogs, using wikis, and through web, and then MUV, multi-user virtual environment, and geographical frontiers like that. So these are the collaborative learning techniques. So this is represents a collaboration. So collaborative models includes, there are different models of e-learning, that is blended and non-blended, fully online and offline. This is synchronous models of e-learning and also computer-based e-learning, collaborative-based e-learning. This approaches, basing on the approaches, there are various different models developed of e-learning on all these four approaches. So these are the problem-based learning and anchored instruction, cognitive apprenticeships and reciprocal teaching, and goal-based scenarios, and project-based learning. These are the models of the collaborative learning, and also other types of approaches of e-learning. So here we are going to discuss now the different tools of e-learning. So actually, my presentation is then a theoretical part of Sir Venugopal sir. So this is the theoretical basis and the theoretical foundation to learn the active learning like GeoGebra and Microsoft Mathematics and other active environments. So the e-learning tools, as we know that uses audio chat. We know about all these things. So audio chat is a synchronous communication tool. It is a communicate with the students. It is used to communicate with parents and to participate, and it is also a collaborative learning. The second one is a online forms, asynchronous. It is a online forms or asynchronous discussion form. Teacher can create discussion groups, and teacher could post a question just like we are posting questions and answers like that. The student can post their comments, then can encourage community participation. A collaborative learning can be fostered and feedback from diverse culture. So these are two tools, and web tools, e-learning tools as a web. So it is a resource center. It is a sharing of resources, support by images and audio, simulation and multimedia. So another e-learning tool is a video conferences. So it may be video conference, may be synchronous and asynchronous. We can conduct a live lecture like this. We can communicate the students and parents. All these tools are be helpful to communicate the students, parents to learn whiteboards and their applications. So the another important tool of e-learning is a different learning management system. So there are various learning management systems. So managing the content, managing the students, managing the administrative features, integrating the various tools with chart forms, emails, reporting, and there are many learning environment systems. For example, the tools and applications I'm giving to open source software for this is for these are the programs, open source of softwares are the programs which are available in the source code. It is available to the general public for the use or the modification from its original or redistribution. So open source software, another open source software is a eFront. The eFront, it is an open source e-learning platform to assist with the creation of online communities while offering various opportunities for collaboration and interaction through icon-based with users' preference. So this eFront is also a learning environment which can report onto internal messages, forms, charts, and useful to surveys. Then Moodle. Moodle is also a learning environment, modular, object-oriented, dynamic learning environment. Moodle is nothing but. So it is a free source e-learning. Then it is a software platform for modular designing, allowing any developer to create additional modules and features. Many universities and colleges use it in their daily teaching and learning, these Moodles. So it is a free source of software. The developer can make modifications based on their notes. Then another important material, another important e-learning environment is Dokios. Dokios is an open source online learning software. It provides all the features which needed for e-learning and blended learning and flipped learning. So it is a authoring tool to reporting also, these Dokios. So another well name are Caroline. It is a very nice name. Then Caroline is also an open source of e-learning material. It is a e-working platform which allowing teachers to build effective online courses and to manage learning and collaborative activities on them. ILIAS, ILIAS, ILIAS Learning Management System. This is also a management platform. So it is a powerful open source learning management system. It is for the development and realizing web-based e-learning. This software was developed to reduce the cost of new media in education and further training and to ensure the maximum level of customer influencing in the implementation of this software. So then this is a Sakai project. The Sakai project is our the community source educational software platform. It is this. This is useful for educational community license type of software. This community licensed platform is used for teaching, research, and collaboration. So another e-learning platform is OLAT, O-L-A-T. OLAT is a free software. It is also, all these are the free softwares which we are learning, and it is open source learning management system that supports any kind of online learning, teaching, and tutoring with few educational restrictions. So these are all so we have discussed till now the approaches of e-learning environments, and also e-learning models. Then here we have some latest emerging trends in e-learning, which we know already. Some of the emerging trends we are using and we are following for the past 2 months in the online classrooms. So this is a gamification. One of the important e-learning trend is a gamification. So gamification we know, so through learning through games, video games and audio games, web games. So it is a mechanism to game mechanics to make learning more effective and fun. A joyful learning mechanism. Gamification is one of the e-learning tool or a technique or an innovation by through e-learning developers. Then mobile learning. So we know the mobile learning. The mobile e-learning provides any time and anywhere and on any time, anywhere on mobile device. So it supports, mobile learning supports augmented reality based e-learning due to QR codes we are following now, and then GPS and other mobile technologies. So through this mobile learning also e-learning takes place. So most of our students in rural areas are using this mobile technology to learn through these days. Social learning. So this learning happens, it connects the designated learners. It helps the learners to self-organize. It facilitates collaboration. It can be applied across a full spectrum of training needs. It works best for geographically spread out teams, this social learning. Then interactive video. So interactive video is also a learning and e-learning trend now we are following, just like webinar. The learners experiences better retention power when watching videos over reading context. Then another one is a cloud-based system. This cloud-based system is the storing the information with the learning management systems and the companies just like Google and all. The scale up of online training initiatives becomes, through this initiative becomes easy. We can manage large amount of data or a material. Then sixth one is a blended learning. So it is a blended learning. We have to choose the right blend. Blended learning means the online learning and the offline learning, which is called the hybrid learning. Mixing all those those lines, online and offline, and all other media lines is called a blended learning. So the learning can be imparted through multiple learning channels and multiple media formats. Then micro learning. This micro learning in learning is just like it may be used in it is a multimedia user friendly language, and it makes learning engaged and fun. A simulation of information becomes very easy through this micro learning environment. Then adaptive learning. So this is a teaching methodology where learners presented to content according to their unique needs. So the content is arranged according to unique needs, the need of the situation. The learning takes place. Then this learning is called the adaptive learning trend. Then lastly, this in the learning trends, augmented reality trend or virtual reality trend. So augmented reality is more than the virtual reality classroom. Virtual digital information on the top, what we are using or seeing, we'll find in the augmented learning. Then in virtual reality, it is a dimensional learning. It is a computer generated environment which person can explore and interact with. These are the 9 trends. Other there are more trends in e-learning trends. Zoom is a Cisco WebEx through Cisco. These are the application, mobile application learning. Those are Cisco WebEx and Zoom and Google Charts. All these are the learning, the trends in e-learning techniques. So here I wanted to explain you regarding this a teaching strategy, which is very important in these situations, which is a blended learning. As I already mentioned to you, this blended learning is a combination of all the effective methods and different modes of delivery and different models of teachings and different models of teachings and styles and learning, and apply them to an interactively and meaningfully learning environments is called a blended learning. So this technique is useful in these circumstances, particularly in these lockdown situations and the post-pandemic situations. So what is comprises of blended learning means? A blended learning is a curriculum is a middle, and in that this classroom training and web-based training, webinars training, those are combined and we are placed in a one package which is called a blended learning. So variations exist due to the nature of the course content, the learning objectives, learning material, learning tools, and the learning techniques, and the learning programs will be different in blended learning as per the situations, as per the need of the circumstances. So it is all about blended learning is the skill in the hands of the teacher to take or to choose or to analyze the learner's requirements of their level of understanding and their competencies and the nature and the location of the audience and the resources. So this blended learning is this learning is for the past 2-3 years we are listening this word blended learning, but this learning is very useful technique and a strategy or a teaching methodology in this times. It is completely transformational. It has changed the way of a learning system, and it is perceived and delivered. It is a complete institutional transformation and personal transformation, gives personal transformation to the learners and to the beginners of the situations. So blended learning offers learners to the opportunity to be both opportunities. It gives a scope to be together and to part. So this model of blended learning emphasizes and bring together the online and face-to-face classroom as well as distance learning. So another important model of learning is a flipped learning or a flipped classroom. The flipped classroom is a teaching strategy that reverses the traditional learning environment by delivering instructional content outside of the classroom. It moves activities like projects, assignments, homeworks, etc. into the class. So there are 4 different pillars of flipped learning. So each pillar represents a flexible, F represents a flexible environment, the first pillar. Then second is a learning culture. Third one is intentional content. And then fourth one is a professional educator. So flipped learning class is a flexible environment class which suits for the today's situations of the pandemic situations like COVID. So in flipped classroom, teachers need to create a flexible learning environment by providing opportunities for the students to choose when and where they want to learn. So the teacher, the responsibility of the teacher is to select the learning culture. In a flipped model, class time is shifting to discuss in depth about each topic. Moreover, flipped classroom changes the traditional learning culture into a learner-centered class. So as a result, students are actively involved in the knowledge construction. Then third pillar of this flipped learning is the intentional content. The flipped learning requires intentional content, means in flipped model, the teachers determine what they need to teach and what material students should handle on their own. Here, teachers use intentional content to maximize the class time in order to adopt a learning-centered or activity-oriented class. Then